Keyhole is a more efficient way of solving F2L. It takes advantage of already solved pieces and allows you to solve the other piece without disturbing the already solved one, thus making it a lot more efficient. So in the first example here, we have a solved edge and an unsolved corner. So the way to do this, as we can see, we could do regular F2L, but there is a more efficient way, which is using Keyhole. So you can notice that this corner goes into this position, so this could be like the target position. So what we want to do is we want to move the target position into any unsolved slot. So not this one because it's solved, but any unsolved one. So for example, this one. So this slot being unsolved, we can move the target corner into this position, and then we can insert the correct corner into the target position, like that. After that, all we have to do is realign the D layer, and that solves this F2L pair without disturbing the edge. Here's another example of Keyhole. In this case, this edge is solved and this corner is not solved. So once again, this corner needs to go into this position. So this is the target position. We want to move that into any unsolved slot. So this slot being unsolved, we can move this corner into this slot, like that. Then we can insert this corner into the target position. So we can do that like so. And then after that, we realign the D layer, and that solves this F2L case. Alright, so the next few cases that I'm going to show have a solved corner but an unsolved edge. So these cases are a bit harder because you need to take into account the orientation of the edge. So what do I mean by that? So this edge here, it's oriented because the side color matches either one of the side centers. So in this case, the side color is green and one of the side centers happens just to be green. So this edge is oriented. Now this is important because it dictates whether you'll have to cube rotate or not to insert this edge. So for example, this edge being oriented, I can insert this edge into a slot using R, U and L moves without rotating. So solving this case with Keyhole would be to move any unsolved corner into this position to preserve this one. So I can move this corner over like that. And then I can insert the edge using L and U moves, so like that. And that solves this F2L pair. So looking at this case, it is actually, so this corner and this edge, it's actually pretty similar to the last one, but in this case the edge is actually not oriented. And the way to tell is that the side color here is orange. And if we look at either one of the side centers, both are not orange. And so that's a way to tell that this edge is not oriented. So if I do the same moves I did with the previous case to using Keyhole, so bring an unsolved corner into this position and insert the edge, that will result in a flipped edge which is not solved correctly. So with an unoriented edge, you can't solve it using just R, U and L moves. You'll have to either use F moves or cube rotate. So it's really important to know if your edges are oriented or not. However, even with an unoriented edge, there is actually a rotationless way to solve this using Keyhole. So normally I just move the D layer over into this position, but instead of doing that, what I could also do is do a wide U move like that. That actually orients the edge and combines both slots at the same time. So in this case, I can just go straight into the insert and then realign like that. And that also solves this F2L pair, even if the edge is unoriented with R, U and L moves. So if you're not on last slot, as in you have these open F2L pairs, then what you could do is use Keyhole to fix bad F2L cases. So for example, this one, the normal way you'd have to take it out, pair them up and then insert again. So with this one, what you could do is to move any unsolved slot into this position. So this corner is unsolved, so we can move that over here like that, and then we can just flip this edge. So basically we can flip it using a sledgehammer and then insert it again, and that flips the edge without disturbing the corner, so it can be done really efficiently. And finally, another example of a bad F2L case that can be fixed with Keyhole is this case. So yeah, if we want to solve that with normal F2L, that'll take a lot of moves. And so if you're not on last slot and you see this case, you can fix it using Keyhole, and it's actually quite efficient as well. So once again, we want to move the corner into an unsolved slot. So for example, we can move the corner over here, and now we can take the corner out and reinsert it the correct way. So we can take it out like that, and then we can reinsert it like that. So that reorients the corner. Now that when we realign the D layer, it actually forms a proper F2L pair. So yeah, it's solved more efficiently. The benefits for Keyhole is that it is a lot more efficient, but it is really hard to look ahead if you want to use Keyhole in solves. So I wouldn't recommend using Keyhole unless you are pretty decent at look ahead, because it can be quite efficient. It is worth it, but you don't want to be pausing too much during your solves. So that's something to consider when learning these. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.